Speaking of which, Tang Xin was rescued by Lu Buqin and went home. In order to repay Lu Buqin's life-saving grace, Tang Xin did a service to Lu Buqin's home the next day. But the spirit of Buqin's father was copied and found that the ghost had already arrived at the Dong family's residence, and said to the flesh of Yizhai, I was unable to escape from suffering because of my thoughts, and I was unable to reborn over time. The surname Dishing increased my face and the economy was fragrant. I hope that the father and brother would send me to China to take off. You are so competitive. Elders don't take them. The so-called Chinese father and brother is the lobby. During the memorials, the Union wanted to get out of the victory and go to the lobby. When the lobby is closed, jump to the west where the waste is changing to the ground to get gold. This church is really born in the costume and I don't know how to take it. I dare not say anything. Is this costume still effective? But everyone, do you still remember what Guan Pusa said? It is said that the teaching method of this small city is born by the king of the belly. The teaching method of the hall is the teaching method of the small city. It has been circulated by Lu Buqin's father, and the effect is very good. Isn't this just slapping Guan Yin in the face? Jin Shu has no use for the king of Duhan at all, because the underworld cooperates with you. This time it was obvious that the underworld cooperated with Dokami. But here is another problem. Lao Lu's father was unable to escape the hardships events for a long time. So what sin did Lao Lu commit when he fell to the end? Let's explain it to him later. First, let's talk about the underworld. Lu Buqing's father was specially set up, and he asked him to take off his chest and go back to tell the people of the Lu family that he had read. It was very good. The old hall naturally has a face. Xiao Tang, you see, chanting gold is useful. You are doing something very meaningful, so you must insist on getting gold and chanting gold carefully. Think about the father of the poor relative. He can be entrusted to the Chinese father and brother, so your own path will definitely be brighter. In order to strengthen the belief of obtaining gold by the gods, Taibai Jinshi and the underworld have both appeared in their own ways, which can be said to be a reason for not being able to be used by one person. You will ask, is it necessary to be so complicated? A powerful Dharma book cannot control the human heart. If the Dharma book can control the human heart, there is no need to spread any golden books, right? As the saying goes, killing people, but how many people are killed by the Jushin process? The most difficult and changeable thing in this world is actually the human heart. We continued to look down. Lu Bo took his family and sent his children to the road again. 11 came to another mountain in the past half a day. Bo said goodbye to the monk. Mr. Zhang, you went to Wubo on your own but turned back. The third burial was in classical Chinese, and he rolled off the horse bridge in secret. He gave away 10 million of his treasure to the old lady. As a result, Bo Qin refused and said, Zhang Lao Bo said that this mountain should be replaced by Lianbi Mountain. The eastern half is the boundary of my lobby, but the western half is the boundary of the lobby. I think it's like Lang's husband, but I can't meet him, so you can go alone. When San Zong heard this, his heart was filled with emotion. The beauty of hundreds of billions is indistinguishable from the earth. Tang Xing didn't want Lu Bo to leave in person, but he was embarrassed to say directly, you might as well go with me. We can imagine what the scene was like at that time, very much like a child going to school on the first day and pulling his mother to prevent him from leaving. Old Lu Bo was able to cross the mountain twice because of the tiger men in the box. He thought, if Lu Bo personally brought his son here, what would be the sound? Just when the students were reluctant to give up practicing, they heard thunderous shouts at the foot of the mountain. My master is here, my master is here. Obtaining a 3-burial eating belt is a blessing from Bo Qin. Lu Bo personally told the people in the hall that this mountain was obviously the 5 Elements Mountain, and it was renamed Lianxi Mountain because I fought for Ding Bo in the west of the hall. The old men who wrote the New Year said that Wang Meng created the Han dynasty to support the sky and pressed this mountain down as a god. He was not afraid of the cold and was not short of the hidden time. The land of God was free. Calling him a chicken meal with an iron bowl can hide his comrade. He cherishes his wealth and will not die from the cold. As we all know, this god is the Song Palace who caused great trouble in heaven 500 years ago. What a coincidence. Lu Buqin brought this student directly to the Song Palace. Let's go over the calligraphy again. It takes half a day to go from being a disciple to being a 3rd-level student. It takes half a day to meet Lu Bo again. It took half a day to go from Lu Buqin to Wuxing Mountain and then to Song Palace. Let's sum it up in one sentence. Tang Xing encountered great disasters within a day of the Song Palace in Yushang. Taibai Jinxing hit her path, allowing Tang Xingyu to marry Lu Bo. Lu Buqin took his cousin to the Song Palace again, and some of the seemingly clever people were still behind the scenes. Tang Xing did not meet Song Gong by chance, but was led to Song Gong by someone. Lu Bo said in person that Seng Wen said, who is this old man? Let's make a bold assumption that this old man is Lu Ba's biological father. What big mistake did Lu Bo make when he kissed his father and couldn't tell him? He had contacted Song Gong privately, and he learned something from Song Gong that he shouldn't have known. The reason why Lu Buqin can become a part of the story is that he is familiar with his own father. Actually, I am a very good subject for Lu Buqin. If someone wants to change the evil game or shoot evil game movies, I suggest that Lu Buqin must not let it go. He can be portrayed as a family that has been guarding Song Palace for generations. In order to help Hangxing save Song Palace, he was eventually killed by love. Lu Buqin's historical mission is actually to lead Hangxing to find Song Palace. So now that Song Gong and Hangxing are finally meeting, what will their impressions have? The title of the 14th chapter of the evil game, the new original rules have no trace of the 6 responsibilities, and of course the new original only has to be Song Gong. Let's take a look at the opening facts of this episode. Buddha's biography information. New Buddha has always received medicine. If there is no and no mind, he will be a true Buddha of Dharma. The Dharma-born Buddha has no appearance, and the original light is very late for a moment. The body without body is silent, and the 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 item is silent, and the item is neither form nor emptiness, and neither come nor the item is not returned. There is no way to be together, there is no way to be together, it is difficult to take luck, it is hard to see, the inside and outside are the same, and the Buddha's kingdom is in the mind of killing. One principle kills Han Dakian, one has a deep mind and all things are the same, and only has no intention to resolve, otherwise it will not be a good person, and it will be difficult to deceive the house without knowing the family. This song is a piece of Buddhist paper that is not called a word, but is a work by Zhang Buduan, a scholar in the Song dynasty. Since the heart is Buddha, isn't it the original rules of the heart arising from the Buddha's original rules? So, is the predecessor of Song Kong the Buddha? This song finally opened a door for us to find the facts of Song Kong. We have inferred in the previous article that Song Kong was produced from real chaos. When Song Kong fought against 36 Yuan Lei Jiang, he said that the original in the past, how can ordinary people learn? In the fire, they cannot reflect the water in the layer of the water. The light was fascinated by the moment, and several gun wounds were built. The key here seems to be confusion. Could it be that the chaos that Buddha transformed into Song Kong is confusion? What is this confusion? There is a saying that is more connotational and literary. In the past, the 9 Yuan Buddha relics, the Dharma energy and intention were destroyed and turned into books as a benefit, so this confusion is the ancient Buddha relics. Song Kong is actually the ancient Buddha relics, the good son of the Buddha transformed into, so it is called the Western Yuan, or the Buddha. Yuan is Yuan Buddha, so do you still remember? The old man of Taishang wanted to practice Song Kong into a single, but in fact he either wanted to practice Song Kong into a single, or wanted to practice Song Kong into a Buddha's relics for a moment. So, which Buddha left the relics at this moment? Let's take a break from this issue for the time being. There is another immediate issue that needs to be solved, which is that Song Kong has been trapped under the 5 Elements Mountain for 500 years. So since Song Kong was suppressed by the 5 Elements Mountain, the novel suddenly jumped to Yudankanwei 500 years later. So what stories happened during these 500 years? These 500 years, in Journey to the West, we can call it the 500 years of disappearance. During the 500 years of disappearing, during the 500 years when Song Kong was unable to move or go anywhere, what was the outcome of Journey to the West? What major events have not happened? The following program will tell you the story behind Journey to the West.